Hello, everybody. AJ, the CEO here. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I just glanced at one message that you said, Brian. Let me know if you're having any audio issues, because I am streaming through my streams server. Let me bring this up. Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, it sounds fine for me. Let me know if there's an audio issue, because again, I am using this was the original system that I'm running on. This is my old Intel Nook that was sitting in the back. This is the one I found. It is running a dual core Celeron, so I'm pushing this thing. Ultimately, I'm going to buy a the B-Link, another one of those, the Ryzen 5, and put everything on there. But let me know how that goes. Again, everything in the last video that I just did about building your own Restream alternative, that is what is running the stream right now. I have vMix streaming. Well, actually, vMix is going to my web presenter. My web presenter is pointing to that server, and that is the one that's handling all of this. So again, let me know, because again, I'm testing this so that y'all can see everything that's going on. And I started early because I'm actually excited about some of the stuff that I was trying to get working before here. So let me show you a few updates to what's been going on with the streaming stuff and all that other fun things. So, all right, I'll get to some of y'all's. You know what? I'm jumping ahead. Let me go through and shout out to everybody. One Journey, hello. Thank you for joining me. G Albert, hello. Still in Barcelona. Brian Jones, hello. Parker, good morning. Connect Community Church Hamilton, hello. Braden, how are you doing? I have a video coming your way. I promise you, I told you I was going to do that. So that's for the Pro Presenter multiple screens configuration. I have that coming your way. Hopefully I can get it recorded this afternoon. I have to go mount an antenna at a lady's house to get HDTV and all this other stuff and hook up a Tableau. I got to do that this afternoon. hopefully I can get that done for you. Again, Mike, hello, hello. Philip Paul, hello. Robert Anderson, hello, hello. Amy Oliver, hello, hello. Bird Feeder TV, thank you for the super chat and hello, hello. Let's see. Richard, how you doing? Dwayne, good morning to you. Francisco, I don't want to ruin it for you, but the West to the family. So again, yay, congratulations to you. I hope all of y'all are doing well. Can't wait to go spoil the two little girls and somebody else. Uh-oh. I don't want to ruin it. West. If you're getting a bit of lag, hold on a second. I'm going to switch over and stream directly. It's going to cut out for half a second because I think I need to put some more power behind this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to switch directly to streaming to YouTube. Yeah. All right. I see what it was. It went out for half a second there. But we should be good. We should be good now. I ended up, what was happening is I was sending a 4K signal and I had the stuff configured for 1080p. So I made that change. So we should be good right now. So what else we got? Ryan TV, hello, hello. Kurt, hello, hello. Monty, good morning to you, sir, and thank you for that comment that I just responded to in the group. Frank, hello, hello. Mr. Clarence, hello, hello. Where else are we at? Page 3. Desmond, hello, hello. Let's see. Uh-oh. Bishop Daniel, hello, hello, sir. Elder Rob, how are you doing? Hyphen name, hello, hello. MA16V3. He said audio is out of sync. Huh. That's strange. Because I bypassed the server. I'm going directly from the web presenter right now. But okay, you said fixed. See, I need to catch up on it. So again, his son was born yesterday at 8:47 p.m. Hookie came with a new PTZ camera. Again, congratulations. Can't wait to spoil the two little girls and their little brother. Alice Brown, hello, hello. Yeah, that sync was probably because I changed over stuff. So hopefully that's well for you now. Yeah. Again, yeah, it was because of the changeover. But again, folks, want to thank you so much for everything. And I'm bringing up all my graphics and all this other stuff. And I need to change one thing because I just downloaded it. But again, folks, we have finally, we hit the new level. I am thankful for all of y'all allowing me to do that and hit the new levels where we at. And where's my download? There we go. There's my download. Let's replace that here. And get rid of that one. And do we have all of our stuff? No, we don't. Why are my videos not showing? Whatever. We'll do that. Some of my stuff is not showing because I don't know if you can tell right now. We got a let me switch over to this other camera so you can actually see. If I zoom out here, we're scrapping a lot of stuff. Not scrapping, but as you can see, a lot of the cameras are disassembled. A lot of stuff is being packed up. All the stuff I had on the stairs is getting packed up because we are slowly but surely packing up. And you see my breakfast right there, and this computer with my Mac and all the other stuff is all gone because we're slowly packing up everything. But that's what we got going on. So you'll be seeing next week is probably going to be, I'm going to do a live stream the week. I mean, I can do it all the way throughout the month. I'm just slowly, you're going to be seeing the quality in the stuff and the amount of cameras shrink so I can slowly get up out of here. But what I was stalling for is now that I got everything running, we can actually do this. That would be number 2. No, but 3. There we go. So again, folks, thank you so much. We hit it. We are, hey, Napa, he's over 70,000. Thank you so much. We hit 70,000 subscribers. We're going to be doing a giveaway pretty soon, be announcing those people. I might do it later this afternoon, or I might do it on Monday or next Friday. I was planning on doing it, just had a lot of stuff been going on, so I haven't had a chance to get into it like I wanted to. But again, thank you so much for everything. What else we got going on? And I got to get all the formalities out the way. Just know that you can go to emissionarygear.com, folks. If you like what we're doing and you don't want to become a patron or you don't want to become a member, you can go buy some merch from the emissionary gear website. And after I get all this stuff done, we're going to be adding some more stuff. And based off of some other stuff that we learned from a conference from Monty, I may be moving over to Fourth Wall. I heard a lot of y'all are doing that, so I'm happy about that. Folks, just know this platform is meant to help encourage you, give you some knowledge, connect you with other ministries, and you might be in your city, state, country, world, but also let me use this platform to shout out and give appreciation to your media teams. We're all working hard, and sometimes this is the platform that we don't get a lot of kudos for what we're doing. So let me use this platform to shout out your people. Send me an email at questions@ajhomes.com. Make the subject my media team. Send me a picture of your media team, your name of your ministry, so I can give them a shout and thank them for all the great work that they are doing. And I'm just trying to make sure I got all my stuff up here. Hold on. I got 2 windows open. That would probably be the problem. Let's close that. So I don't have 2 YouTube studios open up at the same time. What else? We're going to get back to our live stream reviews. I know y'all sent them to me. I have not forgotten about them. We just been busy. So send that to me. We're going to be doing church live stream reviews. Give you some tips on improve your live stream and all that other fun stuff. Again, don't forget to join the wait list. Dates are coming soon for the 4th annual eMissionary Conference that we're doing next year. Go to 4meconference.com, join the wait list, or if you didn't attend, you can always go there and buy the replays and watch all the videos. I'm not releasing any of those videos for Patreon supporters and YouTube members. We're dropping the videos in November 1st. Everybody else, they will be live on YouTube January 1st of next year. But if you want to get them now, you can go do that. We were in Chicago last week, did a lot of stuff there, got them migrated over to their phones and all that other fun stuff, and I think that's about it. Now, before I get started, I want to show you what the enhancements that we have been doing to the server that I was telling y'all about. So this is the interface that we now have. So instead of going to the code and everything, there is an admin page that you can come in here and add your stuff. So I can say Vimeo, and then it has kind of custom ones here that you can do. I need to still add the RTMPS, so that part is not working. I didn't get enough time to do that. But say if you have Twitch, it will automatically populate it with its RTMP, the common one. You put your streaming key in and just say that's, ABC 123. Then you apply it. Boom, you got it here. And then you can toggle these on and off if you don't want it to be streamed at this time. So that is the interface that can be done and is updated, and you don't have to really touch the back end at all. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited that it got working right before I got in here. So that part I'm excited about. I need to go back and document all the steps because I went through a lot of that and it was kind of crazy. So before we get started, folks, just know that if you have any questions, and we'll start your questions off here with a Q. But if I don't get to your question, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. If you are not a part of the Facebook group, folks, go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions you are in like Flynn. We have our roundtable coming up this Sunday. We've had to push it off because I was traveling the last 2 Sundays. So we will have one this Sunday. All the information to join is in the Facebook group. Answer the 3 questions and you are automatically in. Do not live stream inside the group unless there is a thread specifically asking for that. And we probably will do one this Sunday just to get some inspiration from everybody. But do not post your live stream to anything other than that thread when that's posted. I think I already said it. I think I got everything. Just know if you haven't, because we're going to be doing a giveaway, and that, why is it still posting the wrong image? That is the wrong one. That is not the giveaway image. If you want to be in the giveaway, folks, what you need to do is go to AJaytheCEO.com/giveaways. That's where we moved it to. I'll put that in the chat. If you've already been a part of it from the old site, you don't have to add it. You're in my database. You put that inside of here. So we just hit 70,000 subscribers. So we will be giving away 2 $1,000 bundles, a mini PC, keyboard, mouse, a 20X PTZ. One of y'all is going to be lucky to get that, the one from Priscilla that I got. You're going to get that one. 75-foot Ethernet cable, HDMI, fiber optic HDMI cable, and a PoE switch. We're going to give away 2 of those, and hopefully that will bless ministry. So be on the lookout. Make sure you got your bell notifications on, all the other good stuff on, so that way you get notified when we do that. Because when we do that giveaway, you got 24 hours to respond. If you don't respond, we go and pull again until we get some other people. So I think I've blabbed enough. Start your stuff off with a Q, folks, so we can get to your questions, and it makes it easy for them to jump out to me, and we will get started. Let me look for these, and I'm getting ready to sneeze. Hold on a second. Ooh, excuse me. Mike, I answered this one, I think already, but is there advantages to going to HDMI versus VGA to projector? We need to replace our projector, and the old cable is VGA, but the new one has HDMI. Yeah, VGA actually was decommissioned in what, 2006? So VGA can do 1080, but it's kind of a loophole of how it does it. If you have an option to go to HDMI, yes, please go to HDMI. And the advantage is you're going to have a clearer image. The cable is not going to be as thick. Because depending on how far away it is, you're going to have to get a very stiff and heavy cable. But I would honestly say go with it, because sooner or later, they're not going to be including VGA in that stuff anyway. So that's what I would suggest for you, sir. Let's see. Where do we leave off at? Oh, and I didn't do it. But again, thank y'all for putting the comments on there. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the algorithm push this video out to other people who may need it, folks. And I answered this one, but I'll do it again. Robert wants to know, what are your thoughts on running HDMI over long distances, 75 feet, fiber optic HDMI, or HDMI over Cat6? Honestly, a 75-foot fiber optic HDMI cable is $50 compared to you getting the adapters, the cables, as well as the Ethernet that needs to go. I would go with that, and then you don't have to worry about power on either ends. I have been using them for years, and that's what I stand by, after a suggestion from one of y'all that gave that to me about like 4 years ago. Let's see. Ryan TV. Hey, AJ, how do I get a stage display using ProPresenter if the laptop with ProPresenter is connected to an ATEM Mini Pro, which has only one output, which is used for the program out? Well, what you would do is get another output from ProPresenter, and you can get a USB dongle or a dock or something like that that would give another output directly from ProPresenter, and it doesn't have to go to the ATEM at all. So you would have an output going directly from the computer that's running ProPresenter that goes to your stage display. That's the easiest way to do that, and not even do the ATEM Mini Pro. at all with that. Let's see. What else? All right. I wish this would update. vMix would show, like, change the color so I know what page I'm on. Desmond wants to know, how do I do instant replay on OBS? Well, I actually did this a long time ago, and now that my daughter is starting middle school, I actually talked to the coaches there, and you never know, Formation Sports may be coming back to do some streaming of sports for her middle school. I talked to the coach, and they said they were probably going to have a meeting with the coaches and the principal. So I'm going to the principal's office. Yay. All right, so let's see. Cutting over here. To do replay, it's a couple of ways you have to set this up. So where is it at? You'll come out here to, is it output? There's a setting in here. Yeah, there it goes, your replay buffer. So you can put this in here and give how much seconds of a replay that you want. And then you have to loop this into a location of where that file is stored, give it a name, so that way that name is the same, so you can call it right back. So like you can generate a file name without spaces or something like that, so that it's always the same. And then so like you could say, you know, I would say Formation Sports replay. You would call it that, it would save that file, and then you would make a source, and with that video pointing to that video, and then when you call up that scene, it would play that video as a replay. So I hope that makes sense. I'll do I haven't done anything like this in a while, but I might do that, especially if we get back into doing Formation Sports for the middle schools and stuff like that. I may do that for you. Mike was saying, I love the idea of getting off Restream, but I would like to have a solution for the AI clips they offer. I've been testing that out. Now, if I could make something like that, you know, I would brand that as the AJ the CEO version. And again, like I said, I a part of me, and being honest with you, a part of me was like, man, I should make my own stuff. But I was like, you know me, I'm more of like, I'll show y'all how to do it yourself. But if people feel confident in what I showed and they don't want to do it themselves, we might put it in a place where I build this and have it configured for you, and you do it yourself. I mean, you can just buy it from me and you just plug it in and you do that. So that may be an option if you're interested in doing that, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I'm still trying to work out all the kinks and stuff like that on my side, but mainly I need to get a faster computer that I'm using right now based off of my test right now. Well, actually, let me take that back. I actually did set up the other system at Antioch yesterday. I was talking to Rakira when I went down there to choir rehearsal, and I showed her that because they've been having some issues as well. So I put that in place. So Antioch's live stream is going to be running off of that. I'm going to remote in and do this update so I can do it from the web page as well, too. So hopefully that will work for them as well, too. But that'll be it. Braden said, you got the stuff figured out, but like information, no problem. I'll still do that just because I know a couple of people have asked that question as well, too. But I'm glad y'all got it straight. Man, y'all funny. Let's see. In and out. All right, we got that. All right, page number 2. Probably due to changeover. Yep. So I'm catching up to everybody. When am I moving to my new place? I have no idea because they haven't told me when the move-in date. I know I got to be out of here by, my plan is to be completely moved out of here by the 24th because I have people coming in to clean up everything. So I am slowly, thankfully, the storage place that I'm using is literally 1 block away. So I'm slowly loading up the Tesla and taking stuff over there that can fit in there. The only big things I'm going to have are the desks in here, the bed frames, the mattresses upstairs, the headboards for my daughter's bed, my bed, her desk, my inversion table, the kitchen table, and then I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my couch because they couldn't get the couch up these steps. They had to break it apart and lift it over the balcony on the second floor to get it in. I need to figure out how to do that. But hopefully it's not going to be past September 15th. Because I got to figure out, I need to find out what they're going to do, when I can move in, and also when I can actually, because if I don't, I need to find somewhere to live and stay in that time. Apologies for the wall of text yesterday. I got super excited to share stuff. Hey, no, you're good. You're good. The Hill. Hey, what the stand you use for the Blackmagic Design Studio 4K? Honestly, I used a. What is the name of that stand? I had it right on the top of my tongue. I'll get it here in a second. Let me actually look it up. Tripod dolly that I used. Yeah, it was the Magnus VT 4000. That's what I used. And that would be that one right there. And it actually came with a dolly. Well, that's strange. It's not showing it now. This was the link of the one that I bought. But it came with a dolly. Mine did. That fits on the bottom of that. I'll put a link to that. It wasn't really expensive. And this looks like the updated version. Oh, they actually don't even have it sold anymore. But I don't know. I'll put the name of what I used in here in the chat. Camera tripod was that. All right. I don't have a link to it. Well, I'll link this one. And maybe that will point you in the direction. There you go. Let's see. Dry fit. Yeah, I am working on those. Phil Joe, good morning to you. Robert Moore Jr., happy Friday to you as well, too. Bishop Daniel, what you got to do is you come over here and you go to 4meconference.com. And then you can come in here and buy access to the videos. And then it's 40 blickups. And then you would have access to everything. And then once you log in, which I'm going to do here. Once you log in, you will now have a replays link here. And it gives you access to all of the videos of everything we did at the conference. Had a couple of people do that. I hope y'all are getting a lot out of that, as well as we have an accountability, folks. We also got to make sure that what did you learn from the conference? Are you putting stuff into effect? Don't let that knowledge die on the vine. All right. Patrick, hey AJ, there's a new version of OC Go Duet. Yes, I haven't released my video yet because I have it. I have it right here, and I haven't released the video. And I did get that email from my contact at OC about the firmware. So I was waiting to redo my review as well. So I was looking. See, that's why I took the gash out of my head when I was in Chicago. I thought it was a piece of lint on my head. But once I go through that, I will probably do an updated version of that video, my review video of that. But thank you for that. And it says that the Duet 4 inputs, 8 physical inputs, 4 HDMI, 8 SDI instead of the 4 NDI high. Looking forward to seeing it. Awesome. John, good morning to you. And Mike was saying, well, Fourth Wall, he made a store for his church with T-shirts and sweaters and mugs and tumblers, wore some stuff last Sunday, and people were excited. Sweet. You got it that fast? That's awesome. All right. If you're saying I look refreshed and energized, I need you to get some glasses because I am nowhere close to refreshed or energized. I am draining. I just try and give y'all my best while I'm here. But I is tired very much. Papa Midnight, I'm sorry I didn't say hello to you. Have you tried? No, I have not. I have not heard of that. Let me see. All right, here. Streamer. And that's oh, it's a self-hosting server code. No, I haven't. But that's cool. That can run on a Raspberry Pi as well too. That's what it must be catching me. I must have did something wrong because there's no reason how a Raspberry Pi is not as powerful as this Nook and it's having an issue. But I probably rushed to try and get this done, and I was adding that web page and I didn't maybe miss something. So I'll test that again. Bishop Daniel, can you do a video on how to increase our subscribers? Yeah, the video is give them content of what people are looking for. And honestly, specifically ask. That's the reason why you see me do this a lot of times. It's like when it comes to a pastor, and I understand from a pastor's role and people in churches, this is the hardest thing. And me and Monty and a bunch of the people have talked about this. In Monty's video that gives the highlight of our conference talks about this as well too. There's a new set of skills that pastors need to learn to reach and become influencers in a way. You need to get that lingo. So one of the easiest ways is, and I think, what's his name at Elevation, Stephen Furtick does this very well. He engages with the audience who are watching online a lot more. Like I do here, you have to ask. People are not going to know unless you're in the culture to know, oh, I want to subscribe. I'm subscribing because I want this to jump out to me when I go to YouTube. Most people don't know that. I've had people say, I don't want to subscribe because I don't want to pay for another subscription. I'm like, no, they don't understand that. So to get more subscribers first, from the technical standpoint, ask people. Ask them to subscribe. Ask them to like. That's the first thing. But if you really want to get people, is you have to give something. You answer a question that they're looking for. Why did we get to 70,000 subscribers? Not because I just asked y'all to, it's because I was providing value. Now, I say that from, well, I can say this because this is my platform to do. And this is not just to you, Bishop Daniel, this is to everybody in general. From a church standpoint, how do you get more subscribers? And we talked about it in my video, in my session, talking about your church live stream network. Stop being Fox and only offer cops. Back in the day, Fox used to only show cops. That was the only television show that they do. And churches, all they're offering is a church service or a Bible study. You have your own network that 8.2 billion people are watching. Even if you haven't gotten started, they're watching something. Give them a lineup of something that has a Christian base that caters to them in whatever their need is. Talking about, you can do fitness, you can do how to fast. You could take a moment, and somebody, I gave this idea, nobody has done it yet that I know in the community. You can have somebody do a whole series, shoot 365 videos of reading the entire Bible from beginning to end and make that as a playlist and call it a 1 year Bible study. That is evergreen content because the Bible ain't changing. Nobody's adding new books and verses to it. You can do a video of that as a study or as just a read along to help guide people who've never read the Bible from beginning to end. You shoot 365 videos of that. You put that up once, people will find that every year and just get started reading the Bible from beginning to end. It's about thinking outside of service and making content that has a Christian base to it. Again, I'm a Christian, but we talk about technology, Unix, Linux, Ubuntu, video switchers, and all this other stuff. But I talk about a whole gamut of stuff, but there is an underlying, my foundation is a Christian foundation. Now, you can have fitness classes because a lot of people need to get in shape. I need to get in shape. You can have just a simple aerobic stretching in the morning. You can have just a morning moment like you're already doing, Bishop Dan. You could do that. You can expand out to fasting. There's so much other stuff that you can do, because if people are already binging stuff right now, they're already doing that. Your ministry, your media ministry, just needs to make content so that you're in the list and make it worth watching. So long answer, but that's kind of what I feel about that. Paula, good morning to you. We are several people in our church who are live streaming and connected to our internet. How can I segment them by themselves so it does not affect our church's live stream? Well, first, that's why I use the ubiquity stuff, because it allows you to segment that stuff that way. Now, you don't need the super big one to do that. You can actually use a smaller one to do that, but I'm going to jump in. Well, I'll jump into Antioch's because that's the one I have access to, because I don't restrict mine here because I don't have guests. They come into my house like that. So let me jump over here. So the first thing that you would do is, now you can do any of this with their cloud gateway. So if you don't want to change your entire network, all you got to do is put this in front of everything. So your internet's coming in, put one of these gateways in between that and everything else. So you could go with something like as simple as this. Where's this? Like this cloud gateway. You could put this in place, have your internet come in, have this connect out to your routers or whatever that you have. And now this is going to control the flow of your stuff. Well, honestly, it'll probably be better if you had access points in here as well, too, to give it more control. But the idea is you would see, I'm getting too detailed with it. So what I do inside of here, I have a network that's called wireless, which is guest. I have it on a physical different IP address, and I have default for everybody else. There are rules under this guest network to say that you can only do but so much. We restrict the access, and where is that group? No, not that. Where is it at? I always forget where this thing moved to. Hold on. It was speed limitation. Yeah, speed limits. And, I'm under default. That's not the one I want. I want that under wireless. Yeah, so under here, I set a profile of guest, and then the guest profile has a speed limit. And there it goes. So right here, I have guests limited to 10 megabit download, but only 1 megabit upload. This stopped people from live streaming. This was inside of the cloud gateways, any of those. That's what I use to do that. It sounds a lot complicated because I just couldn't remember since they updated it where it is. But you literally just come in here, set the speed, set the network to the profile, and then if anybody's on that network, which normally I have guests as a separate network for security, it follows that. If you want me to do a breakdown of that, next time I do an install, I might grab another one and show you that. But that's the easiest way to do that. Braden wants to know, what camera do you recommend for doing short videos and pictures? I personally still use my Sony EV10 for that. And for pictures, because I take pictures. Now, granted, I don't take this around with me as much as I used to because I use my phone or my action camera. But for pictures and for video, this is great. I love this camera, and I've used this a lot. And it's just the fact that I don't carry this as much just because I need to be portable. I need something that's more durable when I'm climbing in places and stuff like that. But the Sony EV10 is great, and it has interchangeable lenses. I've never changed the lens on it, but it's very straightforward to do. But that's what I when I would take pictures and stuff like that at Antioch or any other churches I'm at, that's what I use still. Kurt, congrats on 70K. I remember when you hit 3,000 early in the pandemic and started crying in disbelief. Hey, yeah, it was interesting. And Chuck and Josh, I did not forget. They said they dared me that when I hit 100,000 subscribers to do the chicken dance. I still remember that. So we will still do that. Yeah, I saw that. So I'm gonna work on that. I saw that. Kurt, any recommendations on wireless HDMI transmissions? Portable church setup needs to feed a confidence monitor. Yes. These are the ones that I used at the conference and still use them, and they are great. I actually used it at the conference just now. These are the Ori wireless HDMI. This is the one that I use, and I have them disassembled because I'm packing them up. But these are like $129 on Amazon. Work very great for that same thing. We hooked it up to broadcast the presentations to our video switcher that was in the media booth at Antioch for this past conference. I will put a link to that there. All right, wireless HDMI. And it looks like the 4K versions are $300, but we're not going with those. The 1080p ones are going for, it went up by $20. It's $150. So I will put that in the chat. TX and RX for transmitter receiver. There you go. Otis, how are you doing, sir? Mr. Clarence, can you make your Nginx blog instructions be made printer friendly? Thought they were. If they're not, I will probably do a link where it's just text only. I'll maybe add that. I'll try and do that later on this afternoon if that would help you, sir. Philip Paul, how can I record the raw input of the XR18? I tried to record to Reaper, but it's recording after the gain level is not pre-gain. I have to play around with that. I'm not 100% sure. I have not connected mine to Reaper to get the settings for that. I didn't know if the XR18 can do that. I know the X32 can. I need to play around with that. I do not know. If anybody else knows that, please help Philip Paul with that. But I personally do not know that. I have to play around and figure that one out for you. Y'all said it's skipping? Anybody else? Yeah, I don't know about that one. Lake Country Baptist Church in Texas. Hello, hello. And bring it up. I have 100-foot fiber HDMI from PC to front stage. Can that be connected to an HDMI switcher? Would like to be able to send PC to switcher and also have an option to send laptop when visit. Yes, that would actually work. Or the wireless HDMI that we just talked about would do the same thing. And then you wouldn't have to worry about the cable. But yes, you can hook it up to a switcher because that's how I've used it. Or that wireless HDMI would give you that and you don't have to worry about the cable. And anything can be plugged into that. That admin config page for Nginx is blowing my mind right now. Simplifies troubleshooting for sure. I have so many ideas for it. Yay. I mean, dude, I was so glad because I was showing Rakira how to do it. And I'm like, yeah, I know I need to make a page for that. And ChatGPT is your friend when I was making some errors in it, and it helped me with a bunch of permissions. So that was awesome. Back to Mike. What's a good fast HDMI distribution switch that works well with HDMI handshake? The Ori ones. Any of the Ori ones is the ones that I've used, and I have not had an issue with those. On TV, best PTZ that produce depth of field. You're talking about some bigger ones. You're talking about like the Panasonic and ones that give you that type of stuff with their lenses. The one that I did was Panasonic. That thing was coming in around like $4,000, because the reason why they're able to have the prices so low on these other PTZs is because of the parts, and you're not going to do a lot of depths of field and stuff like that. That's really going to be in the lens. You change the aperture, the exposure, and the iris and all that other stuff. And most of those, you're going to need a high-end PTZ to do that. So the one I did a while ago was a Panasonic. It did have that. But again, it's going to cost you. Mom's Video, thanks for the recommendation of the Casa smart plugs. They work great. Multiple ministries use our church, and sometimes they leave things on. Exactly. I'm glad it worked out for you. Monty, you would be so surprised how many people have told me that. I'm like, yo. Hey, Miss Roy. Hey, we're glad to see you back there. That's Mark, and he needs to watch my teaching from the college. Exactly. You look, Bishop Daniel, check out Elder Rob's about church-based branding. Check out Monty's, and then look at mine after that. After you've watched theirs first, watch mine on the broadcast network, because all of them build onto each other. Espito, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Is there a way to convert an IP camera feed that are connected to a switcher to a video switcher via HDMI? 3 IP cameras means 3 HDMIs to a switcher. Well, it all depends. If you're doing a switcher, now what is it connected to right now? If you want a physical video switcher, if they're IP cameras, that's probably sending stuff over RTSP. So like OBS or vMix can see it as a network feed, but to convert that from that feed into video. Now, I did this a long time ago with a Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi had that feed and turned it into a physical HDMI output that you can connect it to. I did that a while ago, but what are you currently using as a setup? Because I would probably, do you want to go to a physical HDMI? Well, it says you do want that. Yeah, the only thing I know of is you would need some type of adapter that converts that from that IP feed and turns it into a physical. So I did that with the Raspberry Pi, and that was with a viewer. That was a video I did a long time ago about setting up a your own console viewer for when I was doing security cameras with the Unify to bypass the viewport when that first came out. That would be the only way, but Raspberry Pis are kind of expensive. I think the mic, not the micro, the one that has the HDMI out, I don't know if it's a Pico, the micro, or whatever, that may work, but Raspberry Pis have gotten kind of expensive. If you can get them for $50, that means it's going to be $50 for every output that you're doing. That would probably be the best way. Mike, I'm intrigued by the new Unify OS that can run your own server. Yeah, so I actually have that here, and I didn't get a chance to show it because I forgot the IP address to change the inform stuff. So let me show you the back end of that. And it's really slick, to be quite honest. So this is the server that I have. This is actually running on a DigitalOcean's online server. That's like $12 a month. So I'm just playing around with it right now. So I have multiple hosts right here. So I moved Good Shepherd. Good Shepherd was my first big Unify install. So I moved them over to this, and this is all live right now. That now I have way more management than I had. I used to have to go into the CLI and shut this off and push updates and all that other stuff like that. But it gives me all the same controls of everything. Because personally, what I want them to do is decommission the USG router and the cloud key and get them a UDM Pro. But they're happy with what they're doing. This thing has been running solid for like 5-6 years. So, no point in breaking the wheel, but I do like the fact that this allowed me to move them over and give them more controls. And I could create a VPN server. I can, do security, and the firewalls and all that other stuff is updated. So No, I don't want to share the details. But again, I do like that. And then there was the big red on there, but it looks like one of their, now I helped somebody do this install, and it looks like their access point has been offline for quite a while, but everything else is working. So I could see what's connected to it and all that other stuff. And it looks like that is the access point that's there, but it looks like I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, might need to get in there and log in and change the call or something. Somehow see if I can remote in to get access to that, because they might have just lost the connection. It looks like that is the access point, but I don't know what's going on. But I do like that stuff. Let's see. Next question here. As for your last video related to multiple streams, what are the minimum system specs? And is it possible to set up an RTMP for a personal portal where a person can watch the stream? Yes, actually you can. Originally, I could make a page and push that out onto a web page itself, but I don't have that turned on in my Nginx server. So yes, you could do that. But realize if you're hosting your own page for people to watch it, it's going to cost every time a person connects to it, because we're pushing that stream out to another platform that can handle multiple people. If you host it yourself and the video yourself, that system has to be able to handle the demand of multiple, if not tens of hundreds to thousands of people pinging that thing. That little computer cannot handle that. But if you do something really small, like maybe one or two people, like the Uncast server, that worked. But the more I had people hit it, even though that was on a Ryzen 9, it started tanking because it's processing and it's serving that stuff up. But and it is possible to set up. So yes, it is. It is possible to do that. I wouldn't recommend it, but yes, you could. Backbeat 3. That ZV-10 is amazing for traveling setup. The kit lens is pretty serviceable as well. Yeah, I haven't not changed it because I mean I've been really happy with it. Have you dealt with churches with floor tiles that are having feedback problems? If so, what are you with floor tiles? Feedback, as in static in the line, or it's just like reverberation from the sound bouncing around? The first thing I would say, if it's a sound thing, I would say put a carpet down in different places to kind of do some type of sound absorption. The HDMI device. Oh, my bad. Let me copy that again. HDMI wireless RXTX. All right, that should be it. Birdfeeder, thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Smith 5959. Is there a way to send audio wirelessly from the audio mixer of the church to two phones used as a camera? Doing this so we don't have to use professional camera. Is there a way to send audio wirelessly from the audio mixer to the church to two cameras used? I mean, you would need to have some type of Bluetooth adapter that will send audio. So the opposite of this. So this is this is the X-Vive Bluetooth receiver. So I use this as a choir rehearsal. So I hook my phone up to this. There is an opposite of this to where like the X-Vive actually has one. You can do it as in-ears. And it comes with a receiver where it would transmit over to little pouches, and then you could get the pouch and connect that to an input on your phone. And that would be honestly the easier way to do that. So the wireless in-ear monitor, that would be the way I would probably recommend doing that. And I've used that before, but in that scenario, that would work. I used it for, for the choir, but in theory, it will work the same way. You hook this up, it outputs the audio from whatever, it goes to these packs, and then the pack just has a feed that you connect. Give me a picture of the device. It won't show me, but you would have a headphone, like a 3.5 millimeter. You can connect that and, hook it to whatever dongle that goes to your phone. And as long as it sees it as a microphone, it will accept that audio that way. That's what I would recommend. That's the easiest way to do that. I will send a link to that right there. Wireless audio. Alrighty. Victor, any mobile router ideas? An all-in-one dual SIM card low cost option? Yes. Hold on. So this is the GL iNet one that I use for travel. This is a smaller one, but they do have one that I believe will fit your needs. And that just reminds me, I don't know where this came off the top of my head. I get a lot of people sending me emails talking about they want me to review their product. And I'm being real with y'all. Is as Christian as I try to be, as best as I possibly can, man, my straight Marine want to come out, and I want to give these people every Sunday school word imaginable. He's like, we've been watching your channel, and we think you would be a great opportunity for you to, test out and endorse our product for zip-on hair extensions. I'm like, you idiot. You really don't watch me? Like, what does hair extensions have to do with media ministry? And anyway, it just made me think about that when I went in here. So there's a couple of these that you could look at. I know some of these have, some of them do have an option for that. Let me see. Which one was it? One of them did have a SIM card reader in there. Mine doesn't, because I didn't need that. One of them do. I just don't know which one it is, and I don't want to waste your time going through trying to find all of these. So that supports physical eSIMs. That's one. And it's a travel battery. Yeah, I don't know. I have to do some more research to find out one for you. Hey, you are welcome. Let me see. Somebody asked a question about this Sony FR7. Let's see. Oh, see, I saw this, man. I'd love to have one of these, but I mean, this joint right here. Let's see. I know it should be on B&H Photo. Let's go. Let's see how much this thing runs. Yeah, there you go. That's what I told you. Woo! I'd love to have one of those. I mean, you give me 4 of those, and there's my Model Y. Oh man, Mr. Clarence. Perhaps the wireless HDMI link was incorrect. Please okay, I think I got you there. Frank, our secretary wants to run announcements from her office computer to the monitors in the fellowship hall and sanctuary. What is the simplest way? Honestly, the simplest way is if you use the, why did I just have it? I did a video on it. Yodeck would be the easiest way. because you can just put like a Raspberry Pi on the TV and then it's web based and you can update it from there. Other than that, you could, I mean, you would have to do the Unify stuff. You could do the display cast, and that is a dongle that hooks up to the TV and you can send it there. But honestly, I would say the simplest way is to do the Yodec. You can buy a Raspberry Pi for yourself, and then this is free for the first monitor. You set up the web page and you just go in there. So like, I think I still have the login for the barbershop that I manage. Yeah, so inside of here, here's the interface, and then literally you just make a playlist on what you want to play. You upload the images, tell it what time you want it to play, and then it will output. So, and it looks like he has it offline. Eugene's had a couple of issues over there, so I've been going over there. So I think it's probably unplugged, but that's mainly it. You can get your for free by, if you do an annual subscription, they'll send you one for free, or you can buy your own player, and then that first account is yours. So that's what I would personally recommend if you want it to be very, very simple. You are welcome. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, but let me see. That's the Glow 8. Let's see. I have not messed with this. I don't know. I have to look into that. Brian Jones. Wireless audio question. What about the DJI Mic 2 and transmitter receiver? That would work as well, too. Completely forgot about that. Thank you for that. Nah. Look, when I let it go, I let it go. Yeah, I mean, I get a whole lot of stupid stuff like that, and most of the time I delete them because I start to write a nasty reply email, but then I'm like, no, I don't want nobody to contact me back based off of what I just sent. Yeah, and I have deleted all the last ones that I've gotten recently. But yeah, I get a bunch of this stuff. Just extra dumb stuff. And I try to be peaceable, but I guess that's the issue with the fact if you having a public face and being on YouTube, you just get listed in. They got some scrubbers that just go through and just grab emails and they just send dumb stuff to everybody. Oh yeah, here's one I got. Hi, AJ the CEO. I'm Betty, the owner of a top valued home goods store on Amazon. We specialize in products like coat racks, shoe racks, bread boxes, and wine racks, all of which rank highly on bestseller lists. We love your content and would love to collaborate. We can send you some of our best-selling items for free, and in return, you hope you can create and upload a video featuring them on your social media platforms. Hey guys, AJ the CEO here. Man, if you're looking for an awesome coat and shoe or wine rack, man, what do I have a deal for you? You can put this in your meat. Come on now. Like, really? Let's see. Yeah, only 13 bands. That's all it is. Hey, awesome. Thank you for that. See, that's the beauty of the community, man. That's the beauty. No, actually, P3 Barbershop was my very first client. I did digital signage for them. I actually went there to get him to cut my hair originally, but then he had a whole bunch of people, so I went back to just doing it myself. I was being lazy that day. Philip Paul was saying his issue is audio feedback. They can't increase the volume. Is there, well, if they can't increase the volume, most likely their gain is too high that's giving you feedback. I would think the system needs to be calibrated. I would look to see if the gain is too hot on the mics, because if you turn the volume up and the gain is really high, that will give it a feedback. That's what I would check. Ryan, hello from Barbados. Look, you can have them. I would love to forward these to you so you can deal with them. Because, I mean, asking me to do a review for a bread box and a wine rack on a media ministry page, like, dude, really? Oh, man. So far, folks, I am, normally I would go a little bit longer. But like I said, I am in the process of trying to pack, and I got way more electronic stuff than I have house stuff. Thankfully, I had Ayana pack all her stuff up before she went back to her mom. So I'm going to take her stuff, and I'm just going room by room to work it down and then get it out. And then the big stuff I got is like the desk in her room, the dressers, my bed, headboards, inversion table. And that's the Batman joint where you hang upside down and it stretches out your back. I got one of those, and then couch, kitchen table, and then all my desks in here. Those are probably going to be the last things. Maybe put a trailer on there, but the last couple of things, I don't know what it was. I think the last couple of days, me driving around, I got like 4 nails. I got 1 nail in every single one of my tires. So, joy. So I already thought it was going to be interesting that I got to buy a new bridge for my teeth. They got to get fixed. And then to throw in getting 4 new tires. It's like, so much fun. But anyway, folks, not a lot about me, but let's go ahead, and I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all my Patreon and YouTube members. If you like what we do, folks, you can consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. No matter which way you pick, folks, you're helping us train media ministries all over the world. And as a thank you, all of my Patreon and YouTube members are added in my giveaways twice. So there you have 2 times the chances of getting one of these giveaways. Please make sure that you got your like and you got your bell notifications on. So when I do the live stream where we pick our 2 winners for our giveaways, that's going to be the way you see it. And you got 24 hours to respond once you see that. If I don't hear from you in 24 hours, we're going to pick somebody else. But again, thank you so much for all those people that are doing this. And I've said this so many times, folks. I just don't say it because I think it's cute or anything like that. Let me change it this way. If you're at the head of your media ministry, please call your people. Call your people and check on them. Don't call on them just because of they good with computers. And no. Call them just to see how they doing. Like I think yesterday, Rakira was like, "Oh, Mr. AJ, I'm so happy to see you." And then I just sat down and just talked. Like she did ask me some media ministry questions, but build a bond with your folks that's outside of just the job, because you never know. A lot of people, I do that a lot of times here. Y'all see this YouTube smile, and there's all hell breaking loose behind me. But the mark of a good leader is to not pass on that stuff to the people that you're leading. But anyway, check on your folks, man. Y'all folks, again, thank y'all for everything that you're doing. You're important. Whether you don't feel like you are, you're important. The reason I say that is because I need to hear that myself as well, too. Life is tough, folks. And this is an opportunity. I want this environment to be that when all hell is breaking loose everywhere else, at least y'all can find some type of peace when it comes to this group. That's why I don't tolerate foolishness. None of that stuff. We already got enough of that out in the world. This is a place to where you can take your armor off. You're in with fellow warriors that are fighting the same fight that you are, and we're here to build each other and lift each other up. So that's why I'm here to freely give you what I know and as best as I possibly can, because I know what it's like to try and do all this stuff by yourself. Or I've had so many people after the conference that they felt so encouraged from the conference, and then when they went home, they got frustrated because they were surrounded by people who didn't go to the conference, that are just trying to stonewall everything they're doing. That's the reason why we have the bi-weekly, so that you can reinvigorate, re-energize yourself. So just realize everything that you're doing is important, whether you're a pastor, whether nobody is telling you. What you do matters. You were uniquely made to do what you're doing. And we need you, what you're doing. We'll do it without you. We'd rather not. But just know that you are reaching people that you're never going to meet. People are thankful that you're doing what you're doing. So I hope y'all stay encouraged. Y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, folks. And we'll be seeing y'all on the next video, folks, later.